Was it ever a point where it was so close that if this thing happens and this triggers this, we could be in a World War III overnight?
There were a couple scenarios under the Trump administration. Right before I retired, we were spinning up to do a couple things that if they would have went, potentially, and I'll be honest, Trump canked us when we were on the ramp.
Hey, Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I've been a little MIA the past few days, y'all. I've been up and down, feeling like crap. We're starting to feel a little better, starting to feel like myself again. We got a good one to start the week off with, y'all. We got a good hour banger we're gonna get into today. I ain't gonna talk too much. We'll save it for the end of the reaction. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Y'all, this Mexican ship right here called the Quatermac just crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. Look at this. That's crazy, fool. Oh no, it's right. How does this happen, y'all?
Real, like, how do they know that won't fit under there?
So what's weird about this crash? This junk don't seem like no regular accident, y'all. Am I tripping? Now, people are saying this ship was docked for some days. So then suddenly, during a training exercise, this boat crashes into the most watched bridge in America. They said it was over 270 people on this boat. And out of them 270, 23 people got injured. I'm really just trying to understand, how does this happen? They gotta know the size of this boat, right? This shit could have completely went way differently. Let's say this joint hit the bridge and the bridge collapsed. Got me thinking, was this like a message or a distraction from something? Because they know damn well that that shit was too fucking high in the air and that it was gonna hit that bridge. I just felt like this was purposely done. What do y'all think down below in the comments?
This story just months after the other bridge crash is just freaking absurd. By the way, here is the video owner. The craziest thing about this is the people that were literally up in there. I'm about to show you in 1 second what it looked like right before it went to that bridge. There's already all sorts of theories going on Twitter and other places. I have no idea. This right here is allegedly what happened just moments before it hit the bridge. All these people you see up there, they were still on there as those things were hitting the bridge. The question is though, how were they able to just run right into a bridge? Of course they would know the height of the bridge. It just doesn't make sense. In a minute, I'm gonna show you where it gets really weird, and yeah, those are actual people. I'm thinking it has to be something symbolic with this huge flag just hanging off the side. Here's some pictures from the incident. You can see with all the people, it looks like a freaking movie. More pictures. I will say there was a tugboat, so it's possible that the ship was not operational. Like I said, looks like a movie. But here's where it gets weird. Crazy part is this ship actually belongs to Mexico's military and government. With all the things happening in Mexico lately, like this sucks. Let me know what you think below.
How certain are you think we'll see something in 2025?
I'm certain we'll either have embassy attacks in 2025 or the Homeland attack or both.
Look at y'all.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. So, Sarah Adams, former CIA targeter, and like I said, we got a love-hate relationship. I love having you on. I hate the information that you bring us because it's just, but, you know, we need to know it because while the government doesn't want to take this shit seriously, a lot of citizens do. And, you know, they're getting ready. A lot of people are getting ready. A lot of people are yanking their kids out of school because of safety. A lot of people are at least yanking them out of schools that have no safety precautions or any plan at all. and it's important that regular everyday Americans hear this stuff because, like you said, like Scott Mann says, nobody's coming to save you. This machine is no longer working. And so you better take matters into your own hands. And once again, Sarah, You write our intelligence newsletter every week, comes out every Monday. Benghazi, Know Thy Enemy. We'll link it in the description below. And let's go get some lunch, and I'll see you in a couple months.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, that wasn't the clip I was hoping that was, but she did call that, y'all. She called it. She said, I'm predicting either attacks on U.S. embassies for 2025 or on the homeland or both. And we've had two. We're going to get into this most recent one coming up here next. We've had two already. Don't forget, remember January 1st in New Orleans? That dude had the black flag on his truck that they tried to hide from us. Remember that? And then this one, I haven't really been doing a lot of research on it, honestly, because I've been sick. But I did see that press conference when the FBI said, make no mistake about it, this was an act of terrorism. And it's crazy that this isn't all over the news, y'all. Like, I was just talking to my mom, and she, they watch the older generation, they watch the news, y'all. And she's like, I didn't know nothing happened. They're like, are they doing that to make it political? Because they know how he got in the country, right? I don't know, y'all, but it's shocking that a terrorist attack in America is not everywhere on the news, y'all. So I'm back,
That's
baby.
literally my cardiologist's office. All those windows are blown out. That is all blown out. The roof. This is the main building.
What is that called?
It's the reproductive center for people who are trying to get pregnant. Yeah.
Even the building over there, look, like all the windows are out.
A fertility clinic, now a blast zone. The aftermath of a car bomb detonated outside American reproductive centers in Palm Springs. The explosion rocking homes in the usually peaceful Californian tourist town.
You could definitely feel it. It was pretty wild. Never seen something like that
Give me
before
one of
in
those
my life.
cups.
What's left of the clinic, mostly rubble, but remarkably, workers were unharmed and eggs and embryos are still intact.
I am really saddened by today's attack on our city.
4 people were injured in the blast. The only person killed, the bomber.
This is an isolated incident. I am confident that the community is not at risk any longer.
This, now one of the largest bombing investigations in California's history. Police haven't revealed what motivated the attack.
Make no mistake, this is an intentional act of terrorism.
Terror that's being felt across Palm Springs.
When something this big happens in your town, it's certainly not expected, but it's also, why would anybody want to do something that was so awful?
In the United States, Miley Hogan, 7 News.
Okay, breaking news. Israel has just suspended public transport across the country after 3 buses exploded in what police are calling a suspected terror attack. An additional 2 buses were found with explosive devices, both of which had timers, but fortunately they malfunctioned and failed to detonate. According to local media, one of those unexploded devices, weighing about 5 kg, carried a message saying revenge from Tukulrem, which is apparently referring to a recent Israeli military counter-terrorism operation in the West Bank. In response to this, Israel have instructed their military to increase the intensity of that operation. Now, there have been no reports of casualties at this stage, but they have paused all buses, trains, and light rails in the country so that checks for explosive devices can be carried out. As we know more, I'll keep you guys updated.
Like, it's crazy, y'all. Like, remember how many people came over? Like, all they got to do when you guys get this page on this pager is go time at 9 o'clock sharp, Eastern, whatever, right? You got that button. When we hit that button, it's go time. Like, we just don't know, y'all. We don't know. Like, there's houses in Austin that just explode. Like, who knows what was going on inside of that house, what they were planning, and they had a malfunction, or, who knows what they're telling us. They might not even be telling us everything. They might just be saying a water heater malfunction, but really this dude had some things to go do some things in the city, You just never know.
I'm gonna freak the fuck out in 2 seconds. 2 fucking seconds. Okay. I parked on floor fucking 5, okay? I could have swore I parked like in one of these. No. And then I did my little key thing. All my shit's over there. Actually, I don't know where I left it. Great. Anyway, my car is right fucking here. Okay? Brady is right here. down, okay? So this is up, this is up. So if I just kept going and took a little turn over there, you go up and it's there. So you would assume this means down, right? Okay, don't move, Brady, don't move. So I'm going down. I'm going down. You would not believe how many times I've gone up and down this fucking floor, okay? We're going down. I'm sprinting now, okay? Watch, because look what happens. Look what happens. Where are the cars? Where's my fucking car? Where is he?
What are the big topics now? AIDS, I would imagine, comes up.
Well, yeah, I tell them what I think about AIDS.
What do you think about AIDS?
Remember the fairy tale they told you about the green monkeys? They tell you about these green monkeys, and then they remind you that this is a sexually transmitted disease. I have one big question. Who's pluking the monkeys? So, once you get past the, that seems like kind of an implausible theory if you look at it that way. So I offer 3 other possible scenarios. 1, because remember, it is announced suddenly, one day in November, 700 people died from a disease we never heard about before. One possibility, it came from outer space. Another one, it came from a government laboratory. Not saying whose, could have escaped, could have been done on purpose as a test on civilians. The other possibility is it came from a private sector laboratory for money. Because when they find the pill that you can take to let you do it again, somebody's going to make some money. There's no question about that.
It's fascinating.
I don't like how shit in America is changing and nobody's saying shit.
I mean, everybody.
Cookie Crisp don't taste the same.
Cookie Crisp.
I ain't seen a Frosted Flakes commercial in like 2 years. They said Doritos put holes in your brain now. Shit is fucked up, man. Take shit back to the 99 and the 2000. Everybody was happy.
Mm-hmm.
Cash Money Records took over. Reeboks was 2 for $89. You remember when you could fucking buy a Sprite and you would damn near automatically always win another Sprite? Bro, these were great times in America.
Oh my
Do
God.
you remember when McDonald's had the 2 cheeseburger combo for $2.99?
Not anymore.
Fuck no. That shit like $8. Same meat. We used to get 20 nuggets for $5. This shit sucks now. Remember Swishers used to be like 2 for 99 cents. That shit don't even look right on the pack where it say 2 for 150 now.
What's a Swisher?
He knows.
Tell me.
It's a cigar that we used to roll blunts in.
Oh.
Backwoods is like $10 a pack for 5 of them. 3 of them fucked up.
Well, Pierce, let me ask you a question. From your journalistic perspective, have you ever noticed how in this industry, people untimely meet their demise as soon as somebody else seems like they're having a problem? Have you ever seen that before?
Well, there was, of course, the case of one of his other ex-girlfriends, Kim Porter, who died of pneumonia at a very young age. You just referenced your own situation with pneumonia that you believe was deliberate poisoning. Do you believe that may be what happened to her?
Why are so many people coming down with pneumonia? Why is that happening to everybody? I've been poisoned 3 times. My toxicology report showed cyanide. And, cyanide metabolizes into pneumonia in your body. So I've had pneumonia on 3 occasions. And these problems didn't start for me until I started to speak out about people like this. It's been a hard time to line up this interview because the last time I was scheduled to be in this interview, randomly, our car gets hit from the side by a blacked out vehicle. No license plate. That's happened 3 times this month so far.
Really?
Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. Yeah, somebody didn't want me to do this interview. I'm somebody where I've had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life. So, I'm well versed in this world. But, I got round the clock security. One of them was sitting right here with me right now. This is a dangerous game people are playing. And it's a good feeling for me to see the justice system prevail, and some people deserve retribution.
For all the like Netanyahu types who always say, you know, there's all this shit around the world and another house is just around the corner or whatever. It's like, well, then what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
like, if
you're
that's
causing
true,
it. Yeah, you're pushing
Jesus
it.
Get my
Christ,
charger, y'all.
You're trying to blackmail U.S. presidents? You're worried about fucking trade?
That's
So
the crazy.
stop.
The blackmailing the president. It's been multiple. Obviously, there's the Epstein people know about, but Monica Lewinsky likely was massaged.
Quite possibly. I mean, look, you know,
they tried to kill Truman with letter bombs.
Why won't you go to the UK?
What?
Why won't you go to the UK and make jokes about Islam?
I don't think it's very funny. I don't have any jokes about it. I'm so confused. Dude.
Okay, let me help unconfuse you. Are there jokes that can be made about Islam? Yes or no?
Wait, I don't want to. I don't want to go down this particular rabbit hole.
Oh no! You're terrified. You're a hypocrite.
This is the first of its kind. He just sized that guy up. Just keeping Walmart safe. The streets of Walmart are rough. Cat, got your tongue?
Oh, what'd you say?
What's your name?
We don't have a name yet.
What's your name?
Yo, Walmart has got a security that's a robot. Whoa!
Has anyone else?
You guys think of that? You think maybe it's a little better than the security they have now? Do they have security at your Walmarts? There's security and a cop at every Walmart where I'm at, because there was a serious mass casualty event at one of the Walmarts out here. Because I noticed when I was in Arizona, they didn't really have security. Once in a while, there'd be a cop parked out there, but there wasn't like around the clock security from open to close at Walmart. Do you guys have that at your Walmart, or is it just out where I'm at because there was a mass, casualty event at one of these Walmarts out here? Because I don't remember that being in Arizona. The security's out there and cops, always armed cop.
We're just going in circles now. It's with everything. Look at streaming services. It is 100% at a point. It's just cable. It is just like cable. There are hundreds of streaming services, just like there were hundreds of channels that you have to pay for separately. They all run ads on them, and you have to have all of them to have access to your favorite shows. That is literally cable, but shittier. Uber just created rideshare where they have predetermined locations that people can meet at, and Uber will come and pick you up among all the other people that show up and drive on a predetermined route to drop people off. That is literally the bus. It is exactly the bus, but shittier. I swear to God, we are like 6 months away from people coming out and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so tired of losing my phone. If only there was a way to have it mounted to my wall and connected to a wire so I know I won't lose it and I know it won't drop calls. We are months away from that happening.
Is this PopMart? Or is it those little things that come in the box and the head's all big? Is that what PopMart is? I'm sorry to break your heart, son, but you're gonna have to wait a couple weeks for that. For that PopMart.
No.
Hell no, I'm not waiting in that.
Hell no. Oh.
Let's go fishing.
Hell
Let's go
no.
fishing instead.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
That's crazy, y'all. You guys gonna wait in that line?
I'm going home.
The grown adults too. There's some kids, but most of them are all grown adults.
I know.
Look at them. They're all grown adults.
Oh, no.
There's not a lot of little kids. There's one right there.
Nope. Nope.
Those are all adults. That's crazy.
Absolutely not. What do y'all think y'all gonna get at the end of this
Nothing.
line? Oh no.
What is PopMart, y'all? Let me know down below.
This is Mercury, dude, is what NASA says. Probably like the most clear thing you've ever seen of Mercury. I mean, look at that quality, dude. What's up, everybody? My name's Clark, man. Today, we're going to view some really great images from NASA and other space agencies all around the world, like this one right here. Now, I'm no expert, but does his arm, does that look like a dummy, like a doll or something? You know what I'm saying? Like one of those, not the kind that you probably get, but you know what I mean, the other, this kind. Just saying, man. Then we got these auroras that the space station is taking or whatever it is. Like, what? Look at the curve, man. It's almost straight here. And over here, it's like, what? As Elon Musk says, that's how you know it's real, because it looks so fake. But this is not fake. This is real, everybody. Nobody answered my question ever, man. There's another image. Where are the tire tracks? That's a footprint, okay? Where are the impressions from the tires? I don't care if they're made out of metal. I don't know none of that stuff. If you can see the footprints from the daggum astronauts, why can't you see the tire tracks from the daggum rover? I'll be waiting patiently.
So you don't believe in ancient civilizations capable of advanced construction.
Joe,
you don't believe in aliens.
Joe,
you don't believe in carbon dating.
I am a scientist.
Oh.
If you believe in something, write an article. Then I can read. But don't give me a theory.
But the theory of planets containing intelligent life is...
No, that's not true.
And now, like I talked to Noriega this morning, he was like, okay, I realized this. I realized that I really don't feel Prodigy died from choking on an egg.
Jumping in right here because at that time, as you can see, both of us were really sleepy. It was very late at night when we were having that discussion, and I hadn't even fully comprehended what he said there when he said that people don't believe that Prodigy choked on an egg. And I had no idea what he was referring to. And I just wanted to let you guys know that there was a rapper named Prodigy who began speaking out about the Illuminati. He basically said, I have this platform and I want to use my platform for good to wake up the masses to what's really going on in society. And so I am going to dig up this old clip of Prodigy right before he mysteriously choked on an egg. And he decided to speak with Alex Jones. Take a listen to what Prodigy had to say.
Yeah, they doing all this ritualistic murder and rituals on little, they molesting little kids, doing satanic sex rituals. Like, this stuff is really going on in this world. Like, on 9/11, what they did was they killed 20 birds with one stone. You know what I'm saying? That's how I like to say it. You know what I mean? Because they changed all kinds of laws. They changed all kinds of they changed people's mentality, the way they look at the world. They pulled off one of the biggest ritualistic murders, you know what I mean, that ever happened, you know what I mean, live for the whole world to see.
Downtown LA, this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I see this cable going across the entire street over into this, and this is wired. Somebody busted into this telephone or this light pole and connected some sketchy
wire. Thing's hot.
And this wire goes all the way across the street to there. It's so sketchy.
This is your experience, and I'm going to share.
This is our experience.
I addressed the breaks, and you responded with something like, "Oh, now you have time to go to doctor's appointments and have lunch with the friends that you always wanted." That has nothing to do with my issues, and that's the thing. We have legitimate issues.
We work really hard day in, day out, and we are not robots. We are human beings. We need rest, and we need those breaks. Those are very important for our safety.
Same week, I had an abdominal injury here. 2 other stowers herniated themselves. Our department was turned into a hernia factory.
Okay,
and since then, we've been handed candy.
I'm not gonna. I spend more time not saying nothing and saying I'm gonna pull back. I don't want to be putting a target on my head. I don't want to be doing that. But I'm tired of the nonsense. Why do I constantly get hurt or constantly say fuck it? I'm gonna leave early because I got upset. You guys don't listen.
What the date is?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday is y'all deadline. If y'all roll out with the break, it's gonna be bigger than what it is. Let's go.
4 of them. Bye, motherfucker. Terminated.
All problems in
Just
the
kidding.
world
Just joking.
go
Just
back
joking.
to the British.
Thought he was all deep.
That's true in Pakistan, India. That's true in China. That's true throughout the Middle East. That's true here in Cyprus because they were the most powerful empire for 200 years and they left behind conflicts everywhere. You know, the disaster taking place in Palestine right now. One of the reasons is that between 1915 and 1917, the British promised the same territory to 3 different groups. So first, in the McMahon communications, the British promised it to the Arabs. You fight with us against the Turks, it's yours. Then they negotiated the Sykes-Picot Treaty to say to the French, it's yours. Then in the Balfour Declaration in 1917, they said it's a Jewish homeland. So the British promised 3 times land that wasn't even theirs. And they got a lot of nerve as far as I'm concerned. And now you need to disentangle all of this. But this is where the problems originate.
Been here. I had a guy on yesterday. His name's Hal Putoff. He's a physicist that's been working with the government with this stuff forever. He said they have 10 retrieved crafts that are of non-human intelligence. 10 that the United States is in possession of. And he said during the Bush administration, during George Bush's administration, they were contemplating disclosure to the American people. And they wanted to get all these physicists and scientists and psychologists to make a list of things that would be negatively impacted by disclosure and things that would be positively impacted by disclosure, and give them a numerical value, like a 0 to 10 value. And when they calculated it all up at the end of the day, the cons outweighed the pros, and they decided not to disclose. So during the Bush administration, during George Bush's administration, during 9/11, during that time period, they were contemplating, this is 2004, they were contemplating having disclosure and releasing to people the fact that we are in possession of non-human intelligent crafts. They have recovered biological entities, meaning beings from another planet that are preserved that we have, and that non-human crafts are visiting this planet, or might not even be visiting. They might actually be here. They might have bases in the ocean. They might have bases somewhere in the mountains, but that this is a real thing. So he started working on this in 2004, and he's 100% convinced that we're not alone.
I just watched a video about 100-year-old Americans who didn't expect to live for so long, and one of my biggest takeaways from that video was this mindset that one of the 100-year-olds follows. He said, "Don't let the old man in. I refuse to act old." I don't know if this has been said before or if it's just my first time hearing this, but I really needed to hear it when I did. Don't let the old man or woman or person in you in.
Welcome to the new epicenter of innovation, where American ingenuity meets Emirati vision and abundant energy fuels progress. Here, pioneering AI on the cutting edge of technological discovery takes us into the future.
Have y'all heard about the legal loopholes when it comes to these trampoline parks? Because apparently it is one of the most dangerous places that you could take your kids. Y'all know, like when you download an app, you're just so quick, you gotta go, you need to hurry up, you need DoorDash, Uber, whatever the case may be. You're not reading terms and conditions. You're just pressing accept, agree. You don't know how much data they're taking out your phone, what kind of privacy they're invading. You just need the app. Same thing with the trampoline parks. You get in there, you got your kids, they're excited to go play, you're trying to get to a party. You just go ahead and press accept, agree. You're not even really reading through it. Well, guess what? There's apparently about 90 pages worth of legal documents that include arbitration clauses, NDAs, and pretty much insurance and payout clauses that leave you with nothing if something were to happen to you or your child. We're talking about all types of insurance payouts that don't have to be disclosed if they even occur, which they're not likely to because you sign away just about all of your rights. So even if something were to happen, more than likely that company is not taking any liability or accountability for those injuries. And not just that, even if there is a payout, none of it is disclosed. They say that there are people who have been unalive, people who have major back injuries, people who have even been paralyzed from going to these trampoline parks, but you never hear about it because they don't legally have to disclose it. So I just say all that to say, please be mindful before you take your child to a trampoline park, because baby, all you had to do was not. And I saw a video, look up trampoline park injury on this app. There's a video of like a teenager literally doing backflips onto a toddler, and it was mortifying to watch. All of of this is preventable, but people, and the way that they secure these parks are not even made safely for the people participating in these activities. So anyways, do your research. I implore you to look it up. Save this video, go look it up, come back, share your thoughts, share this so that we can keep this discussion going. But most of all, please be safe. Like, follow, stay for some more tea. I appreciate y'all support. Bye.
The reason why this show is going to keep bombing and other shows that are coming after is because we did not come here for this. We didn't come here for what you're selling, bro. You're basically baiting us with what we came for, like He-Man, for instance, or Devil May Cry that just came out, or Scott Pilgrim. It's like you guys turn it into freaking Lady May Cry, or Ramona Flowers versus the World, or I don't even know any of the girls in He-Man or whatever the case may be. And it's not about that. It's about the story of what we already knew, and you're revamping it.
Yeah,
and that's the problem with this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not about being racist or any of this other stuff, or sexist.
I just think they're just changing a lot of stuff that don't need to be changed for
That's what I mean.
Why are you making her such a lovable and goofy character when this part of her life is supposed to be the darkest part of her life?
That's what I mean.
She's literally on a revenge mission.
It's weird.
Trying to hunt down the people who killed her father.
Yeah.
But instead, you know, she's all goofy and she's very lighthearted about the situation.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, it kind of takes me out sometimes because I'm like, did they forget why they're here for us?
No, really. You know it's like, bro, this isn't a slumber party.
Yeah. This isn't a road trip.
Yeah.
It's not a goofy, you know, road trip comedy TV show.
With zombies.
Yeah, with zombies in it, like Shaun of the Dead or something.
Yeah, it's like, no, dog.
I'll say Shaun of the Dead even has more heart in it
Yeah.
than this sometimes.
No, seriously, bro, because this show just feels so flat to me. So, I don't know, bro.
It's just such a downfall from what season 1 was building up to.
Yeah.
Where it's like season 1 was so good, the way they ended it, the way it happened.
They just
season
adapted
2,
it exactly how it was, pretty much.
Like they're talking about The Last of Us, y'all, and I'm a Last of Us fan, right? The new episode today's Sunday when I'm filming this. I'm getting a little day head start, but you know it came out today. I didn't see the new episode, but like I was telling my lady, I don't want to like do spoiler alerts for you guys, but a lot of things changed, and since those things changed, it's not the same, y'all. There's a lot of leftist propaganda now in this show, and like it doesn't need to be that way, y'all. Like, I don't know if they touched on that podcast, but it's kind of ruining the show, y'all. Like, I don't even really want to watch it no more. I'm gonna watch it because I like the show, The Last of Us. But if it continues on this, like when this season's up, I'm not gonna pay for HBO next year when the next season comes out, because you know you took the show so far left that it's just not even like it's too much, y'all. Like. It's too much. Anyone watching The Last of Us, let me know what you think down below of these past couple episodes, how they're showing certain flags and, you know, a lot of weird scenes going on now in The Last of Us. I'm trying not to give spoiler alerts, but let me know down below any Last of Us watchers out there what you guys think of it.
Maine just said the craziest thing I've ever heard him say, and it was about Jesus Christ. To be honest, I never knew it was this bad. Check out this clip.
We are all sinners, and he has died for our sins.
You know, we keep saying Jesus sinned, but what sin did Jesus commit?
No, he did not sin. He is the perfect man. He died. A perfect man died for our sins.
That's some bullshit. We gotta stop this.
Yo.
I know this. Yo. Bad, but we gotta stop.
Yo.
You know what y'all are saying whenever y'all say that?
What is that?
Jesus died for nothing.
What you mean?
He died because y'all still sinning. Y'all don't even try to even not all, because there's a lot of people who do. But most people don't even try to remotely live up to the example that Jesus set.
Well, look at this, Charlemagne.
That's what you got to strive to.
You were born a sinner.
Why?
It is your burden.
Why? Did I open my mouth when I was coming out the womb? Huh?
What?
Why was I born a sinner?
Yo.
Why was I born a sinner? What did I do?
I want you to think about this.
Know about that.
Think about this, that something with the capabilities of traveling light years, not showing a heat signature, and the energy capabilities of that would put the Pentagon out of business. We wouldn't be fighting these worthless wars overseas over oil, and American boys and girls wouldn't be dying. It would put the war pigs out of business, and they'd have to go somewhere else, and I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
So we know that the real Annabelle is on tour. So far, she has went to the West Virginia State Prison, New Orleans, and now she's in San Antonio, Texas. It's a video that surfaced on the internet that I've seen many years ago, but a lot of you all are just now seeing, from my knowledge, where basically Lorraine Warren is saying that if you ever touch this case, if you ever take her out of the case, immediately let me know. And don't look Annabelle in the eyes. I'm not going to lie, y'all. All those rules were broken a couple days ago. Now, granted, the people that are doing it, from my knowledge, they worked with the Warrens. I personally, from the moment I heard it, think that it's a recipe for disaster. Like, we just seen everything that happened to the plantation, everything with the inmates. Could you imagine what's going to happen next? And people are thinking like, nah, just a coincidence. It ain't no Annabelle or nothing like that. Listen to me. That is Annabelle, bruh. The moment she took out this case and start again, put on the forefront, and people starting to see her, she's getting toured. The place, New Orleans, she was just at, that she left with the woman doing voodoo telling Annabelle to go to HE double hockey stick. That next day, this plantation that's been up since the 1800s burned to the ground. That could have happened any time of the year, any day of the week, but it happened soon as Annabelle got there. Come on, y'all. Listen to this, bro. This is actually crazy. A lot of people be saying, the Warrens, everything they say is a hoax. I'm not gonna lie. It ain't no hoax. Like, look at this right here, bro. This is the doll. This is the Annabelle doll, the Raggedy Ann doll. The one that has all these crazy stories. Think about this. That story, that motorcycle story with the dude tapping the glass and challenging Annabelle, and he crashes later that night, that's just like the plantation story. So think about it. Years from now, like in 2040, yeah, I remember in 2025, they took Annabelle on this tour in New Orleans, and she got kind of disrespected. And then, after out of nowhere, the next day, a plantation burned to the ground. We suspect it was Annabelle. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm telling you, that's going to be her new story. Watch. That's how the stories kicked up with everything with the priest. And it was just something that happened. And they're like, okay, it was definitely Annabelle. We're seeing it happen right in front of our face. Like Lorraine Warren, rest her soul, and Ed Warren, they said do not ever take this doll out the case. Never move it, nothing. And if you do, hit them up immediately. Unfortunately, they're no longer here. I think that we're cooked. And they're still proceeding to take this doll on tour. The most dangerous doll in the world. Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. The plantation was the first step.
Annabelle, you like your new haircut? Annabelle, what do you think of your hair? Stop being recording.
Why have I never heard this before? I mean, it's like the most interesting thing I've heard in a long time. So you're saying that our economic model was not primarily an economic model, was an instrument of foreign policy. It was like the centerpiece of the global order, post-war global order. It wasn't like designed really to help the United States as much as it was to preserve stability around the world.
Yes, there's a very famous article in Foreign Affairs in 1971 where one of the kind of leaders of international economic thinking, quite explicitly, he says, the case for free trade has always been primarily a foreign policy case, not an economic policy case. And then, of course, you get to that when we get to China. Right? The entire argument, the entire argument for welcoming China into WTO. I mean, economists said like, oh, this will create good jobs for Americans and whatever. But the actual argument was this is going to fix China. This is the way we democratize China. We liberalize China. If that happens, if China does become a liberal democracy and we do bring them forward in this way, then won't it be wonderful that we have trade with them? And won't it be great that everybody prospers?
Guys, this has literally been happening since Tuesday at my house. I cannot tell you how many times we've ordered the drones.
Delivering food now?
It's the best thing in the entire
Here goes DoorDash drivers. Got a string? What the heck? If it's windy
If the
out
world
though.
understood what LeBron did, like other basketball players will hear what LeBron does and go, well, yeah, but that doesn't matter, right? It's like a baseball player. You're hitting a stick out of the way. It doesn't matter. It's like, no. If you knew what these performance enhancers did, then you would know why it does matter.
What do you think he's
there's
doing?
only one. We have the same drug guy, if you will. I know exactly what he's doing. But there's only one golfer.
Please tell.
There's only one golfer. I'm not going to, but there's only one golfer that follows the big three. The big three is EPO, growth hormone, testosterone. That's the Lance Armstrong diet. There's one golfer, but it's Tiger Woods. Like, yes, it does matter. People will say it all the time. It doesn't matter. John Daly won it. It's like, it matters. Trust me that it matters. EPO matters. It's the reason LeBron takes it. It matters. And if other basketballers understood what it did, EPO increases your red blood cells, which gives you endurance so you can play all game long. You can shoot in the fourth
More
quarter
red blood
just like
cells,
you
more
shot in the
oxygen
fourth
in your
minute.
red blood cells. Okay, got you.
It's the king of performance enhancement.
He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony.
but
he on that new
he
juice.
ain't
That
sliding like he used to.
Or I want to raise a poor tax. It's a tax. It's a tax on knows the lottery is a poor tax. It's a tax on the poor because poor people are the only ones that are buying lottery tickets. They're never going to win. They're just funding the lottery system. Today I was at a gas station and a lady in front of me said, I want to pay $10 on pump number 4. I want to put $20 in lottery tickets. And she bought the Mega Millions for $20 because she's thinking that the lottery ticket is her ticket out. Your odds of winning are 1 in 300 million. You should be putting out $30 in your gas and focusing on how to make money by like putting that $20 into the stock market and just building a long-term portfolio. But people don't want to do that. They want that instant gratification. She just wants to win the lottery. I'm rich! And when they do win the lottery, they end up going bankrupt in 3-4 years because they don't have the financial information. The habits are not there. Everyone that knows.
Bro, AI is being pushed for a very specific reason that nobody's talking about. And that reason is to make the actual middle-class worker obsolete and remove them from the workforce to create a dependent class so that they can introduce a universal basic income where people accept a certain amount of money a month to sit around and do nothing, contribute nothing, build nothing. And that sounds like utopia to a lot of people because a lot of people say, well, man, I'd love to not work. I'd love to not have a job. Would you love to be as dirt poor where you're standing in a bread line and you can only get government approved food? Basically, you have no options in your life and you have no freedom in your life and you have to take what you can get. Does that sound appealing to you? Because the picture they paint is far different from reality.
What is that story with the text? What do they show?
So they're showing that he's on TM signal. He's on the Israeli app. It's a going back and forth with this is an Israeli intelligence app. This isn't the signal that we use. This is going back and forth with Israel in the meeting. This guy is a freaking moron. Just a complete moron, like he didn't learn his lessons, okay? And then the article even says, Pat, at the top, the view by some in the administration was that Waltz was trying to tip the scales in favor of military action and was operating hand in glove with the Israelis, okay? And by the way, it doesn't get worse than that, all right? Our national security advisor is sitting in a cabinet meeting going back and forth texting with a foreign government, okay?
While the whole world is speaking about Diddy, Cassie, Tory Lanez, Mega Thee Stallion, do you know what's going on at CERN right now? Anytime the media wants you to focus on something, you should shift your focus to something else. If they say look left, look right. They say look up, you should look down. Or how about we don't look at none of this shit? These stories right here, nonsense, bullshit. It means nothing to any of us. But I get it, it's gossip and people need something to speak about. Well, I'm about to give you something to speak about. You ready for this? Did you know that these scientists at CERN is trying to open up a portal? I mean, they're not trying, they already did it, but since so many people are worried about Diddy and Cassie, Tory Lanez, and the trade wars, you're not understanding what's taking place. This portal will release the Antichrist or the fallen angels. We have something called the firmament that's over top of this planet. Nothing can leave, nothing can come in. They've been working for years trying to crack the firmament. It can't be done. So you know what they did? They created CERN to open up a portal to bring in the Antichrist. But stories like this is important, right? The algorithm is pushing all of your attention to shit that don't matter. How many people remember when they was putting portals in New York City, Philadelphia? Those portals really mean something, but so many people said they are not portals. It's just for people to FaceTime. Well, I have a cell phone. If I want to FaceTime you, I'll just FaceTime you. I would not put a big ass portal in the middle of a city. Think about it. The people that control this matrix, they are setting up a big ass stage, and you don't really want to know what's coming out of this portal. It already came out. But never mind. Just continue with this and see how far it gets you.
Has anybody ever heard the whole JonBenet Ramsey thing and Katy Perry? I believe it. I believe they do that. This is the theory in a nutshell, but it's that JonBenet Ramsey, the 6-year-old beauty queen whose mysterious unaliving in 96 captivated and horrified the nation, wasn't actually unalive. She was supposedly kidnapped or hidden away and then later re-emerged as pop star Katy Perry. This theory took root around 2014 to 2016 and gained traction on YouTube and fringe websites. So what's the evidence that supporters point to? Well, their physical resemblance. People compare childhood photos of JonBenet to younger images of Katy Perry and claim striking similarities in their eyes, eyebrows, and facial structure. The side-by-side is circulating as proof. The parents look similar. Perry's rise to fame for her use of occult or Illuminati-esque imagery in music videos and performances, especially the Super Bowl halftime show, is cited as evidence she was chosen. Yes. The idea that JonBenet was a child of the elite, and after faking her unaliving, she was trained to become a pop star asset.
Hey everyone, Ryan here. I'm at the Psychic Fest in San Antonio, Texas. Not even actually inside, I'm in the parking lot where it's about to begin. But I just wanted to show y'all the line. This is the line for standby tickets to see Annabelle. It wraps all the way over there. We're already sold out, or Annabelle is already sold out. I think this 900 people signed up, sold out. This is all on standby behind me. There's going to be thousands of people here to see Annabelle. I've spoke to a few people. They have come from all over Texas. Some people came from out of state. Talked to a couple people in line. They've been here since like 7 a.m. in the morning. So we'll see what happens today. It's gonna be a busy, busy day. Lots of people want to see Annabelle. Thanks to TikTok. Who knew?
Someone found the original Kanye West.
Get that, y'all. Like, what if they cloned him, got rid of the old one, drugged him up, made him psycho, threw him out on the streets, made him forget everything that he was? It's crazy. Like, what if, y'all? It's crazy.
If there's a bear coming at you, they tell you to lay down and just stay there. Like, you think that you could play dead in that moment?
See, there's two types of bears, black bears and brown bears. Black bears are more likely to try to eat you, whereas brown bears, for the most part, when they're people,
like grizzlies?
Yes, they're actually less likely to try to go after you because they have an abundant food source. So if a mama bear goes after you because her cubs are there, if you stump and you scare her, she may charge you.
She's
and if
taking
she charges you and bites you, and you should play dead because she's not trying to eat you. She's just trying to protect her cubs.
Okay, she wants a knockout.
But it doesn't mean she won't eat you either.
Now, I've heard, I'm fascinated with hiking and stuff like that, right? That guy said, do you think you'd be able to play dead in a situation like that? When your instincts, flight or fight, if you don't do this, you play dead or you're dead, right? Like, your instincts take over. You don't think like, there's no way I can play dead right now. It's just like your instincts take over your mind, take over everything, and you just do what we've known since the beginning of time takes over us, and we just play dead in that situation. I've heard stories of people that got attacked and I just played dead. I don't know what took over me. I don't know. Or it even went so primal that like I had a gun on me, but I picked up a stick and hit it with a stick instead of shooting it. Like your primal instincts take over. It's crazy, y'all, when those life and death situations, how back to primal you go. Also, heard people shoot them too. So I don't know.
This is our corn on top of 2 foot of ice. Hail. 2 foot deep ice and hail. With corn plants in it everywhere.
But solar panels is just selling you technology that's from 1901, rebranded in 2025. So solar panels are very dangerous. I would highly advise, if you have any solar panels, to take them off of your place, not have them on your land, not anything, and have them all disconnected. And the reason I say that is because if you look up the book Dirty Electricity by Dr. Milham, he talks about how solar panels will turn your house into an inverter. So what happens is this DC energy has to be converted to AC, and then it goes from AC to DC, and then it sends back to the power plant, and then it comes back to your house, and your house becomes the power plant. And all of these people coming down with leukemia or blood from dirty electricity are linked to power lines, number one, being one, too strong a power line, and then also solar panels. So the whole sustainable, when they tell you it's sustainable, you put solar panels on top of your house and it's going to save you and whatever else, doesn't really do that. It's going to cause a lot of health issues over time. And then they're going to tell you need a smart meter, which is working like a cell phone tower. That pings 16,000 times per second of microwave radiation. So you can imagine the combination of smart meter, solar panels, and you can imagine what happens to your health.
Was it ever a point where it was so close that if this thing happens and this triggers this, we could be in a World War III overnight?
There were a couple scenarios under the Trump administration. Right before I retired, we were spinning up to do a couple things that if they would have went, potentially, and I'll be honest, Trump canked us when we were on the ramp getting ready to go. He solved it. However he does, whatever he does, he called and literally stopped us on the ramp.
You vividly remember that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we spun up to go. We were going to go do the thing and got in midair and got ready to do the whole process, and we got canceled and spun around and came back home.
Was it?
Justin Bieber has just posted this video of him eating pizza and tagged P. Diddy in it. He's also tagged the P. Diddy trial in it. He used the same video that P. Diddy used for his freak-offs to record people. And I don't know what he's trying to say. I don't know if Bieber is trying to say that he knows what happened at these freak-offs or he was involved in these freak-offs, but there is something really, really, really weird about this.
They're called C-sections because they're cesareans, named after Julius Caesar.
Oh.
Because his mother was having trouble giving birth, and so they took him out of her womb.
Does she survive?
I don't think so. They usually didn't. In the ancient world, they usually would take the baby instead of the mother.
Joe Biden's the first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured a border on purpose. So I remember walking up to the tractor trailer. 19 people baked to death in back of that tractor trailer.
19 people
baked to death.
Baked?
Baked. So I walked up to the crime scene. Right away, I see several bodies on the ground because when those doors finally opened up, the people were such a rush to get air that they knocked some dead bodies out of the truck onto the ground. So I noticed some dead bodies on the ground there. And I got to the back of the tractor trailer. I looked in the back of the tractor trailer. I just see dead people. Most of them in their underwear because they were trying to get some relief from the searing heat. I got up to 175 degrees, they said. And right away, so I looked at a keyed on little boy, and he was partially covered up by who later found out was his father, who was protecting him. And he was wearing the same color underwear that my little boy had. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. We had a guy taking pictures. When we got to the child, I knelt down beside him, put my hand on him. I said a prayer because I knew, based on the years I've done alien smuggling investigations, what a horrible, horrible death this child went through. Through the investigation, we found out the little boy was the first one to die. The witnesses there that survived said that little boy begged his father not to let him die. The little boy knew he was dying. Begged his father, please don't let me die. I want to see mom again. I want to see my mommy. When you hear the testimony from the surviving witnesses, it just tore you up. No 5-year-old should have to beg for his life.
Somebody said this just simply, and I was like, what the fuck? The fork or the knife, the spoon that you're using in a restaurant, has touched thousands of mouths.
Oh yeah, thousands. How about hotel rooms? Know what's going on in there?
Oh, that's yeah.
I got something else for you. I want everyone to really think about this.
Yeah.
More than likely, every hand you've ever shaken in your life has had a dick in it.
That was funny.
What the fuck? Oh fuck! Oh shit! Fuck!
I didn't think he was gonna go there.
What the
I
fuck?
didn't think he was gonna go there.
Think about it.
What if it's
Think
a lesbian?
about it.
I said almost.
Oh.
Human beings are horrible.
That was funny.
I mean, it's hard to say a worse thing. In my subjective opinion, crimes against children, abuses against children is the absolute worst. And some of the worst abuses against children, you feel it in your guts. It's so fucking horrible. Is in Africa. And I was operating in a zone where there were child soldiers. And child soldiers are fed this concoction of gunpowder and cocaine to energize them and to focus them.
Gunpowder.
Yeah. And then it's split between the two. Like it's a combination of the two that splits. It's horrible for the body. But it immediately jazzes you up. It's a way of splitting and extending, a certain amount of cocaine. And then and they're subjected to sexual abuses by senior ranking officers to humiliate and break their spirit and make them loyal to the senior officer in a very similar way of Munchausen syndrome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how these children are cultivated to become dedicated, lethal children in cross-border fucking wars between warlords in Africa. It's a horrible, horrible thing.
Did you have to witness this from afar as a part of an op, or were you also in a situation where you had to act, where you're undercover and stand by and watch this and act like nothing's wrong?
No, this is a big part of the difference between CIA and law enforcement, right? CIA, you must always view it from afar. It's second or third ring, right? You're meeting with the general who's surrounded by dedicated child soldiers, and you're having like roasted pig with that guy, or roasted beef or roasted lamb with that guy, and he's telling you about what he did to that kid and how that kid was hard to break and how that kid was easy to break, and and
you have to sit there and listen.
You got to sit there and listen to it, but you don't have to witness it, right? We're law enforcement, and this is why I have such incredible respect for your FBI, your detectives, even your beat cops, right? They have to actually witness horrible shit, review the footage, review the audio tapes, look at the pictures to build a case that goes to court. I don't know how they sleep at night with what they've seen human beings do to each other. CIA is blessed beyond words that we don't ever have to witness it. We just have to take advantage of the fact that the person of access is showing us what their access is in the process of bragging about the atrocities they've carried out.
Sometimes you do witness it though, because you're putting yourself into the right. I mean, it's a strange way to say it, but into the right places to get in.
Why do you feel that way?
So these are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right?
I refuse.
You said no.
No.
It wasn't worth the 20?
No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy coin, so I'm not really sure what that is.
Like meme coin?
Yeah, they just tried to pay me $20 to wear a free fucking shirt.
Stop. I could tell because
the lady right there, she just kept convincing me to go wear a shirt, and I'm like, I'm good.
So just $20, and if you need $20, all you have to do is wear a free
Damn,
shirt.
times are tough, huh?
And you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Did they say how many hours?
$20 an hour. And she told me she got paid like $60 yesterday for standing out there in 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You were mentioning that your phone is black and white.
Is there a
It is.
reason for that? Like,
Yeah. And my phone is in black and white. It's just
is it healthy?
I
Is
don't
it
know,
better, or like what does that do? I bet there's a study. There's got to be a Vanderbilt study done that like says black and white makes you smarter or something like that.
Sometimes I go through phases where it's color, but like I'm in a good phase right now where it's been black and white
good
for a while. It just like keeps me off my phone. I'm just like very addicted to my phone. Well, everyone is. And then also we do it for our job. When I'm scrolling through Instagram stories, it's just not as fun to look at. So then you end up putting it down versus if you are scrolling with color, it's just like, I don't know, you can scroll for hours.
I don't know how true it is, but there was a video that somebody put out talking about you don't technically, if you get a Nintendo Switch 2, which the price is how much?
$500.
So $500, and I'm renting the license to own the Switch, which if I do any modifications to it, they can brick at any time, online or offline. And then as far as the cartridges go, as far as the games go, they say that if you were to purchase a $80 game, you're not purchasing the game, you're purchasing a key, which the key then provides you access to the license to the game that you do not own.
Man, I'm tired of this.
Look, nah, I don't.
You heard the reptilians work at malls conspiracy? Watch this.
Will work in an office building or like an office mall. A lot of times it's cold and dark in the corridors of the office mall, but
The perfect place for a
office
reptilian.
sectors, they're glass and they're well lit. If you think about it, like walking through these spaces, it'll look like an amphibian, like when you go through the reptile section of the zoo, how they have them in their own sections with their glass fronts. There's lighting there, but in the part that you may be walking through is dark, kind of like an aquarium type of feel. These office malls feel very much like an aquarium.
This is the first time I've heard this theory, but it's definitely a fascinating one. And it kind of makes sense. Cold environment, darker areas of the store. Come to think of it, if I was a reptilian, I would love to work at a mall. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. Stay weird.
14-year-olds used to be babysitters. They now need babysitters. If I was going to give young men advice, it would be live in real life, right? Young men are obsessed by video games, right? Obsessed. They're spending hours and hours and hours online playing video games. Why? Well, that's a proxy for career. It's a substitute for the career that they're not having. And then they spend a lot of time, fapping to Pornhub. And that's a proxy for sex. And the cheap dopamine of video games and online porn and living online is getting in the way of real life. So it's risk, right? That's what we're not allowing young people to do, because we're saying to young people, you can't take risks in real life. We're not giving them the freedom. How much freedom should you give a kid? As much as they can cope with, right? 14-year-olds used to be babysitters. They now need babysitters. That's not good, right? So you should allow them more freedom in the real world, because otherwise, the only place they get freedom is online.
You already know.
And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
Puff Daddy. Anyways, he's just
Puff
shouting them
Daddy.
out for doing a nice event, right?
Public place, you did it. Probably the Obama thing.
John, what's it? Oh God! Oh God! John, what is your wife talking about? I don't know. We're not talking about it. That's the truth. That is an awesome answer.
Not the White House. It was not
at the White House.
100% not the White House.
He was not elected yet.
Yeah.
Public place, you did it. That's what they ask, and then she says the Obama thing. So they was all getting freaky in public.
One's like, the realtor found a handkerchief. I think it has a map that seems pizza related. And another one is Obama spent $65,000 flying in pizza and hot dogs from Chicago. Are we using the same channels?
I tease Joe sometimes. He's not just a great vice president, he is a great friend. We've gotten so close in some places in Indiana, they won't serve us pizza anymore.
Tell me about Joe and your
So glad she didn't
relationship
win.
with Joe, and what do I need to know? Like, what's the thing about the ice cream? He loves ice cream. Tell me about that.
Listen, ice cream is big. Pasta with red sauce, he can go deep on that.
12, 20 minutes, they said the United States Army took out the whole Iraqi army. Then we came in as foot soldiers. These tanks are flipped over. Dead bodies, Humvees, stuff still on fire. We rolling through it. So we seeing it, and my mouth is dropped.
You're seeing the remnants of the bomb, the shock and awe bombing.
Of weeks and weeks of letting them have it. I'm a 13 Fox. I drop bombs. They was dropping bombs, J-Dams, tearing it up. So we driving through it. And the people in front of us, probably the other chalks, already done cleared the road. So now this stuff is on the side of the road, burning up, pushing down. The Bradleys are in front of us, the tanks, everything like that. But we are Humvees. And then they say, put sandbags at your feet. What is that going to do? But back then, the terminology to put the sandbags, we wasn't thinking further along. They thought it would stop IEDs. The moment them vehicles blew up with sandbags, it was shrapnel all over the place. Melting you off, because you could sand a melt. So it was taking us out. People that was getting hit with IEDs, small arm fires, RPGs, we had to get there. It was going through like Mario's lair. It was game. It was crazy. Yeah.
So you get to Iraq, you settle down.
Mm-hmm.
What was your experience there?
I had to knuckle up and quickly grow up to become a man. I was 20 years old, and I had 18, 19 year old kids with me, and they were scared. And anybody tell you in that era they wasn't scared, something wrong with them. Something is severely wrong with them. So, Iraq was crazy because we built our own outhouse shitter, and we had to burn our own shit. And since I was a private specialist, we the lowest on the total post. Now you got to burn shit. Now you humiliated because you burning everybody's shit on this fob. Burning feces, JP8 oil, staring it like oatmeal until it go down because there's no way to get rid of the waste. And then they pissing in holes, and the ground is cracking, pissing in bottles. Like if you go in a certain person's chew, they might have 13, 15, 20 piss bottles underneath their bed.
Ugh. Because
they lazy. They don't want to walk to the outhouse or the shitter or to pee in the dirt. And we was told not to pee around because enough pee cracks to, it's still sanitational rules that you got to learn in the Army, like upwind, all these things where, we're not just putting food over here and shit over there. No, it's strategic how they do it. But still, this is unknown. We're being forced to live in hangars that's been blown up. It got ammunition stuck in the roof. It's like 100 of us. We got to break it down in the air bay and split it up. Then we have the vehicles over here until we got the place to live, which was called the Choose, which was like our last, I want to say 3 to 4 months. And those are connexes that are cleared out. And, we could put our bed in there and a little air conditioning and try to rock out, but it's still hot in there. It's still miserable. But,
What was one of the craziest things you've ever seen in Iraq?
Man. Pulling up and seeing one of my buddies' vehicle on fire, and the whole vehicle is burning alive. IED hit it. Can't get him out. They burning alive. Yeah.
What happened? He was just driving?
No, we responded to, I think Alpha's company got hit with the IED in the middle of the night. And we responded and we pulled up first. And the vehicle, this person on the gunner was gone. Half his body was still there. And then the person in the driver's seat was, fried. But I saw a lot of crazy stuff, but it's just stuff that I can't talk about. But that's one of when people ask me about my PTSD issues with the military, it's more than one. It's not just one. It's multiple. I did 50 something months in combat. Outside the wire, trip tickets, all that. Not like we waiting here. No, we thugging. We outside. This is what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
56?
50 to 55
I mean,
months.
50 is a ton.
Yeah.
Months.
I did, one tour was 12 months. The next tour was 15 months. That 15 months kicked our butt because we thought we were going home. And they, back then, it was a lot of units got stop lost, right? So we had to turn around and do 3 more months. And they said they was going to pay us an extra $1,000. So we was like, fuck it. We already here. Let's do 90 days. Lost a lot more people after that. And then I did another 10 months. And then I did some contractor time too.
Let's talk about Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
I'm not getting the Real ID.
It is a federalized identification system that everyone in the nation will have to have in order to fly domestically. They've been trying to pass this since the 80s in China. They had already passed a nationwide identification system. So everyone has something very similar to the Real ID in China. The next step was the social credit score. They gave like a list of things that happens to lower your credit
credit score. So court rulings, so like refusing to pay debts, criminal convictions, traffic violations. So I saw one thing, jaywalking can ruin your social credit score.
And those cameras catch it all too.
Then unpaid taxes or fines. If your credit score gets lowered, that bans you from flying on a plane, a train, sometimes even a bus. Keeps you from enrolling your children in private schools, applying for certain jobs or promotions. This one was a crazy one. They can slow down your internet speed. Just little inconveniences to make your life miserable. And then public shaming via government lists or media alerts. So I saw this one thing where they literally have like a LED screen board in this one city,
What
and they
the
just
heck?
display faces and names like this person jaywalked. They're just a terrible person. It's like public shaming. It's crazy.
Do you guys remember the Walmart conspiracy theory? The one where people say that these stores could become FEMA camps if martial law ever breaks out? Well, check this out. The National Guard was seen at this Walmart in this small town of Kentucky. And it looks like to me they are unpackaging or unloading something and most likely going to make this Walmart their home base.
Hello everyone, good morning from my little town in Kentucky.
Is this before the
This is
tornadoes?
currently the situation here. There is a lot of National Guard unloading things, and it's like they have set up a little area here at our local Walmart store.
A lot has been going on in Kentucky, a lot of flooding, a lot of weather related things. And I looked at the comments and apparently the military is getting ready in a lot of states. People are saying the military is in Wyoming. The National Guard said they are training for something, martial law. Some people are saying that they're getting ready for that New Madrid fault line that's getting ready to crack. And also, apparently, see what I told y'all, Kentucky's having a bad storm on Friday and they know something else. See, something has been going on in that general area. That area has been receiving a lot of weather phenomenon. See, the National Guard is also in Mount Clemens in Tennessee as well, too. And apparently, they're going to D.C. to arrest people. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm just reading the comments. But it's very interesting how the things that we were talking about a few years ago are taking place now, man. Like, this is crazy, man. But wow. I mean, anybody, let us know down in the comments below, y'all. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Ain't no other way, y'all. We got to go through it. Peace in.
Oh my God! We're in a tornado! We're literally in a fucking tornado, dude. Oh fuck, dude, it just crushed the crane truck. Oh my fucking God. Dude.
Well, I lay down like
Zach and I saw that motherfucker starting.
Damn.
Dude, this whole place is fucked. It might flip the truck. Oh, fuck! Holy fuck.
That's why I got out the machine.
Your machine's fucked.
See?
Holy shit. Dude, we were literally just fucking saying it's rotating.
All right, family. There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Trying to figure out a good camera angle over here. I got a new desk coming in. Homemade desk, what I had when I first started doing these reactions that my dad made. Mama Bear got a new desk here. I'm not a fan of it, so we're going back to the old desk, but they're coming in a couple weeks. We're gonna come this Thursday, but I'm sick. My baby boy is starting to get sick, so I say, you know what, let's postpone it a week, you know, so you guys can get the baby at his full potential happiness and not grumpy, and you know, so, and then I'll be 100%. So we got to wait another week for the parents to come see my son. But yeah, y'all, I'm starting to feel a little better slowly but surely, man. This little sickness has been hanging around since like Tuesday, and boy, am I ready for it to be gone, because I don't really get sick often, but when I do get sick, I get pretty sick. But anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. If you guys made it this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate all the love everyone's been showing. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the background, the camera. I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all. I'm trying to get it right now that I got the brand new camera. I got the new lighting. So I'm just trying to get it looking crisp and right, y'all. But this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I hope everyone out there has a good day. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.